Okay, enough about Invincible Lune because he's had the spotlight for far too long with his topic of power creep, how crazy he is, how broken he is. There's just a lot going on for him. If you want to learn more about him or if you want to deep dive into him and his kit and how the power creep idea came from, we do talk about it in a podcast episode. I'm just going to go ahead and plug that real quick. I did it with Ioku, Moon, and Mr. Pokey. Really fun episode. Give it a listen if you can. It's going to be in the description and in the corner somewhere. But today, I do want to talk about Fu Xuan and I want to talk about her kit because Fu Xuan, of course, is going to be one of our first Preservation 5 stars that we're going to be able to guarantee ourselves in the limited banners. And with that being said, guess who else is going to be going for competition when it comes to Fu Xuan being out as a 5-star? And that is going to be Luocha. Now, Luocha, of course, is one of the stronger and one of the best healers in the game for sure. Easily one of the best units in the game just for how much utility and how much kit he has to him, where he's constantly giving you skill points, being able to heal without using them, has an offensive ult, being able to strip buffs, cleanse, all that type of stuff. There's just a lot in this kit. But what if I told you that Fu Xuan might actually beat him when it comes to value and how great her kit is? Because there's a lot going on in her kit and a lot that you may now notice with a lot of the new events coming out, whether it come from MOC, whether it come from the brand new simulated universe. There's just a lot of things that hurt really bad, and there's a lot of enemies that go really crazy when it comes to the damage that they have. We have the attack stacking monkey, we have that crazy deer, we have this tiny little pig doing fat tons of damage when you're doing respective content, whether it go to MOC or even simulated universe. So with that being said, you can't really keep yourself alive if your healer is dead or you just get straight up one shot. So that is the one thing that Luocha can't save you from. He cannot save you from getting one shot, which is something that is very prevalent in a lot of these harder content now, which I don't see them stopping. They might get even harder with them doing more damage in the future as patches go on. So seeing yourself get one-shotted where your healer can't heal because he needs his turn or he needs the enemy's turn to be up after he does his attack. There's just certain situations where Luocha is just not going to be able to do what he does. And also, if he does end up getting CC'd, it's pretty much a GG. But now looking at Fu Xuan's kit, this changes. Because with Fu Xuan, there's almost no possibility of you getting one shot. Because through her skill, not only are you getting damage mitigation, but you're also getting damage redirection. Because you're taking less damage from the initial source of damage that you're getting. Say the deer does his little beam that does all your health. Not only is that getting reduced by a certain amount, you're also going to be redirecting that reduced damage onto Fu Xuan. So every other character in your party is going to take a lot less damage compared to what Fu Xuan is going to be redirecting. Now people are going to say, now why would I want Fu Xuan to take all that damage? She's just going to die and then the team's going to die after she dies. Well, that's not the case because it's going to take a lot, and I mean a crap ton, for an enemy to be able to one-shot Fu Xuan with their damage reduction, with their damage mitigation, because she will be able to heal herself once she gets past a certain amount of HP, and she'll be practically good as new. This is a very good thing for a lot of the harder style content when it comes to Memory of Chaos, when it comes to the new simulated universe, because there's a lot of AoE happening, there's a lot of single target high damage coming out for a lot of these newer events. Luocha can't really stop that. Now Luocha of course has some really good things in his kit. One of his traces give his cleanse. He has an offensive ult just like Fu Xuan. That's a really cool thing. But we also need to remember that Fu Xuan could also have something really cool when it comes to her traces. She might be having some type of cleanse in her kit. She might have some healing in her kit. They're going to add something like they do with Gepard and Luocha, because Luocha has cleanse in his trace. And the thing about Luocha and Gepard is that through the, I guess you could say, skill timer or the ult timer, with Gepard having 3 turns for his shield, Luocha have 2 turns for his field, we're going to see that Fu Xuan is most likely going to have 2 to 3 turns on her skill. So Fu Xuan's already going to be SP positive. That's something you don't have to worry about. Luocha, Gepard, they're all skill point positive. This is really good. Thinking about the traces, Luocha can cleanse, Gepard gets taunt, Gepard gets his max HP when he gets res. There's a lot of really cool things that go there. We gotta wait for Fu Xuan to see what she does, but we're gonna get some type of really good thing in her trace. Either it be cleanse, effect res, either it be healing. Any type of thing in regards to her kit is going to add on to the already amazing kit that she has. Now, one thing that you also need to remember is that her crit rate and max HP buff is going to be huge for a lot of characters, because even if she's not the only solo sustain, which I'm pretty sure if she's a 5-star, she's going to be solo sustain. Gepard is a solo sustain because he has amazing shields that are almost impenetrable, and Luocha is a 5-star who has way too much healing in his kit, so you're not going to die either. So having Fu Xuan being a 5-star, I'm pretty sure she's going to be a solo sustain. But even if you didn't have her as solo sustain, given that max HP buff is not only going to help a lot more if you have a healer, because you're going to be able to give them more HP, which is going to let them take more hits, which you're already giving them that reduced damage and that redirect damage, so it's going to be very hard for them to die. Not only that, crit rate buff hopefully is going to be something substantial, can help a lot of DPS characters with the wrong light cones, with the wrong relics, be able to convert their crit rate chest into crit damage chest. For a lot of the Jing Yuan mains out there, even if you do have his light cone, which gives you crit damage, I do think the crit rate in a lot of the light cones that are coming out is a lot more important, because it's just a little bit harder to get, and the crit damage that you get from the chest is just a little bit nicer to have than the crit rate you would get from that chest piece. So now being able to hopefully use Fu Xuan to get your crit rate to the where it wants to be, where you're able to proc Inert Cell Soto, Wudanil Arena, all these other sets that require you to have above 70% crit rate, or that you want to just get a better ratio of crit rate. Hopefully it's a good enough buff that you're going to get from Fu Xuan's skill that is going to be substantial enough for you to be able to convert that crit rate chest into a crit damage chest, because it's going to overall just get your damage to skyrocket. So Fu Xuan already has a very promising kit, very strong kit. When it comes to damage reduction, the damage redirection is going to keep you from being one shot with a lot of the harder content in this game that Luocha solely can't really keep you alive from, because they just do so much damage before he can even heal it all. And then not only that, she has max HP increase, she also has crit rate increase. Is going to help buff a lot of DPSs, get them where they want, let you be able to tinker around with all of the relics that you have, so you can give them a better crit ratio, maybe give them some more crit damage. Maybe you can basically move back on the crit rate and add some other stats that would be good. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. And then not only that, of course, within this banner, you have Lynx, which is, she's on her own thing. She's absolutely busted on her own. So there's some really cool things that Fu Xuan has that's going to help a lot of characters, that's going to make her one of the better sustain units in the game. And I think the main premise of this is just that you can't really expect one character to be at the top by themselves. I'm not saying Luocha is a bad character, nor am I saying is he getting put down because of Fu Xuan. It's just that I do think Fu Xuan, with her being more specialized into the harder pieces of content where you're going to be taking a fat ton of damage, because we never know what can come out, especially with the new simulated universe, with the new Memory of Chaos floors. There's just a lot of damage coming at you at the same time, and taking all this all in one go is not a really good thing. If you want a demo into what the damage reduction looks like and what a good glimpse of it looks like, try using Fire MC. I always say this, he's absolutely a busted and amazing unit for being a tank. He has 50% damage reduction on level 10 on his talents, if I'm not wrong. And that 50% damage reduction literally makes you take 0 damage. And not only that, think of it, when she's reducing your damage, not only that, she's also redirecting it to her. Then she reverses it, gives her all her health back. There's a bunch of really cool stuff that comes from it. So seeing that damage reduction from Fire MC, putting it towards your whole team, I don't see how you could die with Fu Xuan. And I don't see how any enemy could do enough damage to one-shot Fu Xuan and one-shot an ally that you have with Fu Xuan at the same time. She's just overall just a really nice sustain unit, has very promising kit in keeping you alive, and not only that, like I said, she can buff. So she acts as a preservation and a harmony character at the exact same time, and I just think that's a very strong unit in all honesty. We're gonna have to wait and see when Luocha and Fu Xuan are out at the same time, which one's the better character, which one works with other units more. I do think that Fu Xuan is going to help those that need it the most, like Jing Yuan or other characters like Blade, who really want Rudalin Arena to be active with the 70% crit rate. There's a lot of really cool stuff that can happen. Can't wait to test her out. Can't wait to use her. Can't wait to put on the teams. But other than that, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. If you haven't already, go watch that podcast. Go watch Lynx's review video, all that type of stuff. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.